Today I want to talk to you about lube. Yeah, it's not a great topic, but some things just need to be covered, and I just covered blisters. I figure we should deal with, well, everything else. So there's some very expensive lubes out there. You can go with Van-Apply, Aquaphor, and petroleum jelly. I personally use petroleum jelly. And what do I use these things for? Well, in a kayak or in a canoe, you're constantly in motion. A good kayak stroke doesn't come from the arms, it comes from the core. So you're always moving in that seat. And I believe the same holds true for canoes, although I've never actually paddled one. Well, I have, but not... Anyway, you get the idea. So, what am I using this for? Well, as you move around, you're going to chafe. And you're going to chafe in places that you don't want to chafe. So what do? I usually take my trusty petroleum jelly. This is about the cheapest brand I could find. I think I bought this at Freedom at a gas station. On second thought, possibly not my best purchase because they looked at me. Anyway, whatever. So, what do I use it for? Usually in my case, sometimes I rub the lower back really raw. My low back will look like hamburger by the end of the race. So I'll hit that with the petroleum jelly. I also put it in the nether regions because there are certain parts of the male body that are not meant to rub back and forth across a surface hundreds of thousands of times without being sanded raw. So, big scoop of this at the beginning of the race works great. You can use it just about anywhere you would chafe. And it works very well. Even if it's hot, it's fine. And it will last you the entire race. This stuff is hard to wash off when you intend to. And I usually apply it once and get through the entire race. There are other products out there, and I've tried a number of them. They just haven't worked as well. Now, if you're applying something like this, make sure you clean your hands thoroughly afterwards, because if you're going to be paddling, your hands will be slippery on the paddle. It's not a horrible thing, but it's incredibly irritating. Other places that you might want to think about using it, if your PFD isn't really tight, you might find problems in your middle back from the PFD moving around. Sometimes across the chest could be an issue. Anywhere where you're going to start really rubbing back and forth. And it may be something that you don't notice day 1, but you will day 3. And at that point, it's too late to use something like this effectively. You want to use it before you start getting into the race. So, lube your butt, do yourself a favor. And that's probably going to be taken horribly wrong. But you know what? Sometimes it just needs to happen. Sometimes it's just something that needs to be done. And all of the other products, Aquaphor and such, are basically petroleum jelly mixed with something else. So, that is my little thesis on lube. It's probably more entertaining than anything else, but do yourself a favor. Anywhere where you're going to chafe during the race, you're going to discover that during the long run, lube it up. It's not going to do you any harm. Until next time, this is 340 Paddler reminding you to keep your paddle in the water.